Yes, good morning students. So average speed. And next, so average speed means the total distance covered by total time taken. So it is the ratio of total distance covered in a total time taken. See, suppose here you take a body started from the point A and reached the point B with the speed v1 in a time interval t1, and from B to C with speed v2 in a time interval t2, then average speed is equal to, so total distance by total time taken. It is nothing but what? Total distance by total time taken. So distance means what? From A to B, that is A to B, or S1 you can give S1 equal to speed into time taken, S1 equal to V1 into T1. Similarly, what is S2 from here to here? V to T2. So now S1 plus S2 by T1 plus T2. So that means V1 T1 plus V2 T2 by T1 plus T2. That's the value of average speed. Now, after this average speed, suppose half of the journey distance with the speed v1 and remaining half of the distance with speed v2, then the average speed is what? What is average speed? 2v1 v2 by v1 plus v2. This is the average speed for half of the journey time, half of the journey distance is covered with speed v1 and remaining half of the journey distance with speed v2. So then average speed is equal to v1 v2 by v1 plus v2. Yes, you know how to get that proof. So total distance is equal total distance by total time taken. So s by 2 plus s by 2 by, so time taken is what? T1 equal to s by v. T is equal to s by v. So T1 equal to s by 2 by v1. Here T2 is equal to s by 2 by v2. So s by 2v1 it will be. Here it is s by 2v2. Okay. So s by 2v1 plus s by 2v2, nothing but s by 2 times s by 2. You take s by 2 is common here. 1 by v1 plus 1 by v2. After simplifying, s by 2 gets cancelled. 2 by 1 by v1 plus 1 by v2. Take LCM, that is v1 v2. So v1 v2 divides that v1 by v2 times v2 into 1 v2 plus v1 v2 divides this v2 by v1 times v1 into 1 v1. So this is the value. This will go to numerator. So 2 v1 v2 by v1 plus v2. That is the average speed when a body covers half of the journey distance with speed v1 and remaining half of the journey distance with speed v2. Next, suppose the total journey is, next case, so total journey is divided into 3 equal parts like s by 3, s by 3 and s by 3. 3 equal intervals with speed v1, v2 and v3. Then average speed is equal to, so 3 v1, v2, v3 by v1, v2 plus v2, v3 plus v3, v1. How you got this? This is also same method. So, that also same method. See here, how you got? So total distance is s1 plus s2 plus s3. So s by 3 plus s by 3 plus s by 3. 3 times you are adding by s by 3 v1. Here time taken is what? T1 equal to s by 3 by v1. So s by 3 v1. Here T2 is s by 3 v2. Here T3 is s by 3 v3. You substitute. Three times s by 3 by s by 3 you make common 1 by v1 plus 1 by v2 plus 1 by v3. s by 3 gets cancelled. 3 by 1 by v1 plus 1 by v2 plus 1 by v3. that is average speed. So you take LCM, that is V1, V2, V3 for these three. So here V1, V2, V3 divides this V1 by V2, V3 times. So V2, V3 into 1, V2, V3 plus V1, V2, V3 divides this V2 by V1, V3 times. V1, V3 into 1. So V1, V3 plus V1, V2, V3 divides that V3 by V1, V2 times. So V1, V2 into 1, V1, V2. This go to numerator. So you will get 3V1, V2, V3 by V1, V2 plus V2, V3 plus V3, V1. Directly you can substitute, you can consider if up to S by 2 and S by 3. If not, so you see here this formula for 3 parts. If you observe here for 2 parts. Okay. Similarly, if you take n parts, then yes. Total journey distance of S by n, S by n, S by n, so on, S by n, V1, V2, V3, so on, Vn. Okay, so then V average is equal to S by n, n times by 1 by V1 plus 1 by, S by n V1 plus S by n V2 plus so on plus S by n Vn. N into S by n you make common. So what will you get? 1 by V1 plus 1 by V2 plus so on plus 1 by Vn. So S by n gets cancelled. You will get what? N by 1 by V1 plus 1 by V2 plus so on plus 1 by Vn. That is what? Average speed. You see here for 2 interval, for 3 interval, for n interval. So here n equal to 2 you will get this formula. If n equal to 3 you will get this formula. If n equal to whatever the number you want, you can substitute, you will get the answer average speed. Okay na? So this is about to calculate the average speed. Only distances are equal. If distance is not equal, if times are equal, then how? That is another case. Is it clear? Shall we go for next? Suppose there is a body, the body covers in a time interval t1, it goes with a speed v1. Second time interval t2, it goes with speed v2. Suppose total journey time is 1 hour. So in that 1 hour, half an hour is speed with half an hour the car is moving with the speed v1 and remaining half an hour with speed v2. Then what is the average speed? We need to calculate. So t1 is equal to what? Half of the journey time t by 2. And t2 is what? Remaining half of the journey time t by 2. So then what is the average speed? I need to calculate. So how to calculate? Total distance by total time taken. So what is the total distance here? S1 equal to V1 T1. So V1 into T1 is what? T by 2. Clear? Next, what about here S2? S2 equal to V2 T2. So V2 into T2 is what? T by 2. You replace here S1 plus S2 by T1 plus T2. This is the general formula for average speed. Okay. So what is S1? V1 T by 2 plus V2 into T by 2 by T1 plus, T by 2 plus T by 2. So V1 plus V2 into T by 2 you make common by 2 times T by 2. So T by 2 gets cancelled. What you got? V1 plus V2 by 2. That is the average speed for a body which is going with half of the journey time with speed V1 and remaining half of the journey time with speed V2. Then average speed is equal to V1 plus V2 by 2. Direct average. Okay. right. Next, similarly, if the time interval is divided into 3 equal parts like t by 3, t by 3 and t by 3, 3 parts. So, with speed v1, with speed v2, with speed v3, then v average? Yes. So, S1 is what? v1 t by 3 plus S2 is what? v2 into t by 3 plus S3 what? v3 into t by 3 by total time t by 3 plus t by 3 plus t by 3. Okay, so 3 times 3 by t by 3. So v1 plus v2 plus v3 into t by 3 by 3 times t by 3. T by 3 cancel. What will you get? That is nothing but the average speed. Okay, na? Right, next. Similarly, if that is n time intervals are equal, n equal time intervals, t by n, t by n, t by n, t by n and t by n, like that. See here, speeds v1, v2, v3, so on, vn. One thing you observe, distances covered I have not given equal. Why that is not equal? Time intervals are same, but speeds are not same. So that distance covered are different. Okay, so S1 equal to V1 into T by N, V2 into T by N, like that. So then what is the average speed? V average equal to sum of all. So V1 plus V2 plus so on plus Vn by N. This is for n intervals, n equal intervals. Okay? Note down. Next. We'll do some problems on this. Shall I erase this? Right, next. Suppose you see here, if there is a body, the body started its journey to travel half of the journey distance with speed of 4 meters per second. Remaining half of the journey distance with a speed of 6 meters per second. Then what is the average speed? Okay, first half of the distance with speed V1 equal to 4 meters per second. Okay, remaining half of the distance with the speed V2 6 meters per second. Then what is the average speed of this case? What is the answer? What is same here? Distance same. So what is the formula to find the average speed? Which formula? Yes, V average equal to distance covered, same formula na. So what is that? 2V1 V2 by V1 plus V2. So 2 into V1 is what? 4. V2 is what? 6 by 4 plus 6. So 2 into 6 4s are 24 by 10. 48 by 10. So 4.8 meter per second. That is the average speed. Okay. Next, one more problem. If a body covers half of the journey time, with speed V1 equal to 4 meters per second, and remaining half of the journey time and remaining half of the journey time with the speed v2 equal to 6 meter per second, with the speed v2 equal to 6 meter per second, then the average speed is, then the average speed. So what is the formula? Yes, v1 plus v2 by 2. Why? Half of the journey time, half of the journey time. Previous one, half of the journey distance. Now here, half of the journey time. Speed v1, speed v2. v1 is 4 meter per second, v2 is 6 meter per second. Then average speed is equal to, what is this? v1 plus v2 by 2. So, what is the answer? 4 plus 6 by 2. So, 10 by 2. So, 5 meter per second. See here, same values I have taken here and here. When journeys are half of the journeys with speed v1 and half of the remaining half of the journey distance with speed v2, then average speed you got 4.8 for the same numerical values. Okay. Here the case is different, times are different. You got for the same numerical values, you got the average speed is 5. So observe, difference is there. Both are not same. Okay, right, next. One application. Suppose a body started half of the journey distance with speed v0. After that, remaining half of the journey distance, it takes some time na. In that time, half of the journey time with speed v1 and remaining half of the journey time with speed v2. Then average speed of this entire journey, what? Yes, very good. Okay, see here. See, this is what? Half of the journey distance. This also remaining half of the journey distance. But the thing is, here for this half of the journey distance, they didn't give directly a particular average speed. Particular speed is not given. So then what we have to do? This average, this half of the distance is again divided into two equal time intervals. So time intervals are equal, then what is the average speed? Time intervals are equal, what is the average speed? v1 plus v2 by 2. So average speed for this case is equal to so this is V average for 1, 2 is equal to V1 plus V2 by 2. Okay na? Then that is like V2 here. So for this V2 is this, V1 is V0. Okay, now then average speed is equal to, what is the formula? So this is half of the journey distance, this is remaining half of the journey distance. This is speed with V0 and this is with V1 plus V2 by 2, V12. Okay, instead of this you can use this symbol V12. Then how can we write? 2 V0 V12 by V0 plus V12. Direct formula. Correct? Yes. Understood the case? V0 only, V12, V1 plus V2 by 2 by V0 plus V1 plus V2 by 2. Okay na? So 2 V0 into V1 plus V2 by 2 by, take LCM for these two, 2 V0 plus V1 plus V2 by 2. 2 to cancel. What will you get finally? 2 V0 into V1 plus V2 by 2 V0 plus V1 plus v2, that is the average speed. Yes. Next, one more problem. A body started from town A, reached to town B with speed v1 equal to you tell any one number, 10 meter per second. Okay. While it is returning back to town A, the speed v2 is 20 meter per second. Then what is the average speed? A body started from town A to reach town B going with a speed of 10 meter per second. While it is in return to town A, it is moving with a speed of 20 meter per second. Then what is the average speed? What?
2v1 v2 divided by v1 plus v2.
Yes. See here. Even it is coming back also. Not in the same direction, not in the same line. There we saw in the same line. But here, A to B, how much distance is there? B to A also, if it is following the same path, the same distance only it covers. Okay. So then what is the average speed? 2v1 v2 by v1 plus v2. So what is this? 2 into 10 into 20 by 20 plus 10. 10 plus 20. How much?
400 by 30.
40 by 3 meter per second. Okay. Completed? Next. So, still some models are there, but after finishing velocity, we can compare and do that both combinations. Okay. Right, next. Another one, what is that another one? Instantaneous speed. What is that instantaneous speed? Speed at any instant of time, that is called what? Instantaneous speed. Okay. Speed at any instant of time is called what? Instantaneous speed. Speed at any instant. I will tell you. So, instantaneous speed, or you can say that it is nothing but the average speed over a particular interval of time, and the time interval approaches to 0 or infinitesimally small. Okay, so it is nothing but the average velocity. So average speed. So average speed is what? Delta x by delta t you can use. So average speed, limit delta x by delta t, as delta t tends to 0, this can be written like dx by dt. Okay, dx by dt. So what is this dx by dt? D by dt of the position vector. Position vector, displacement, or okay, with respect to time. Here one important point you need to notice: instantaneous speed. Instantaneous speed means speed at a particular instant of time. That time is very, very small. Correct? So for that small interval, you can take that instantaneous speed direction is along a straight line. Okay, so that instantaneous speed, important point, that instantaneous speed is numerically equal to instantaneous velocity magnitude. Okay, what is that? Magnitude of instantaneous velocity gives you instantaneous speed. Okay, na? What is that? Magnitude of instantaneous velocity gives you instantaneous speed. Velocity we will speak next. Okay, but put a note point, later you can understand what is that. Okay. Magnitude of instantaneous velocity gives you instantaneous speed. But actually you may have doubt. What is that? Speed is a scalar quantity, distance following is different, and velocity is a direction based vector quantity. So how they are? That is what I am telling. So it is a particular instant. So but for a particular instant, the time interval approaches to 0. That means very small interval. During that small interval, if you are taking a small element of distance, that gives like a
Instantaneous speed.
Displacement, like looks like displacement, small length. So the magnitude of velocity, magnitude of instantaneous velocity. Gives instantaneous speed. Right, next. Another one. See, go to another one. See, already we discussed about uniform speed and non-uniform speed also. Once I'll just give the briefing about that. What is instantaneous speed? If a body covers equal distances in equal intervals of time, that is known as what? Instantaneous speed. If a body covers equal distances in equal intervals of time is known as uniform speed. Okay, so see here, this is a body, this is a journey. So body started from here to here. So S1 distance in time t1, this is S2 in time t2. Here S1 equal to S2 and time intervals also same. Body covers how much distance here traveled? The same distance in the same time interval. If a body covers, then you can say that the body is moving with uniform speed. Uniform speed. Okay. It is not compulsory to move along a straight line. Okay. If you are taking along a straight line, then you can call it as even uniform velocity also. Okay. Right. So if a body covers equal distances in equal intervals of time, then that is called what? Uniform speed. So uniform speed. Oh, next. Uniform speed. What is uniform speed? Body covers
Equal distance in equal interval.
Equal distances in equal intervals of time. then the body is said to be uniform, moving with uniform speed. However, small intervals may be. However, the time intervals small may be. Okay, this is uniform speed. It's a scalar quantity. Okay, it's a scalar quantity. And you know, dimensions, units, all are like speed only. Right? Next, you go for non-uniform speed. What is non-uniform speed? If a body covers unequal distances in equal intervals of time. Or equal distances in unequal intervals of time. See here, distances are not same, but time intervals are equal. Okay, body covers unequal distances in equal intervals of time, or equal distances in unequal intervals of time. That is called what you can say non-uniform speed. Body covers what? Equal distances in unequal intervals of time. Unequal intervals of time, or yes, or unequal distances in equal intervals of time. However, the time interval small may be. Small may be. Okay, this is what? Non-uniform speed. So, you can notice one thing. Okay, later we will discuss about that point, uniform speed and non-uniform speed, when we go to acceleration case. Okay? Right, clear? Huh? Yes. Same unit, it's a scalar quantity, like that. Now, distance units are meter per second, SI unit is CGS unit centimeter per second, and dimension formula LT power minus 1, like that. Right, shall we go for next? Next, velocity. Velocity. What is velocity? See here, initially you can take a position of the particle is x1. Okay, that is at an instant noticed is t1. Okay, after some time the position of the particle is changed to x2 in a particular direction. It is noticed with the time t2. Then what is the change in position you can notice? X2 minus x1. Okay, x2 minus x1. In how much time interval difference? T2 minus T1. What is this? Velocity. Okay, rate of displacement or rate of change in position or change in position for a particular time interval. You can say what? Velocity. Okay, so velocity, what you can say? Delta x by delta t also you can say. Okay, whatever it is, this is velocity. Okay, units?
Meter per second.
SI unit is meter per second. Next, scalar or vector?
Vector.
Vector quantity. So it has, what is vector?
Direction.
That's all.
And always parallel of vector.
Yes. Vector means a physical quantity which is having both magnitude and direction, and it has to obey vector laws of addition also. Vector laws of addition also. What are vector laws of addition? Triangle law, polygon, parallelogram law, polygon law, anyone. Okay. So you can say if a body has if a physical quantity which has both magnitude and direction, and also it has to obey vector laws of addition, then only you can say that it is a vector. Okay, so here if it is not having, if it is having both magnitude and direction, even though it is not satisfying vector laws of addition, then can we say that it is a vector? No. Can you give an example for it? Which is having both magnitude and direction, but even though it is not obeying vector laws of addition, so that it is not a vector quantity. Electric current. Okay, so electric current is an example for a physical quantity which is having both magnitude and direction, but even though it is not obeying vector laws of addition. Okay na? So that's why what we can say, it is not a vector quantity. Okay na? So that and all we will discuss in vector topic. Okay, but anyway situation come now, once I wanted to recollect it for you. Vector. Okay, right, it's a vector quantity. CJ's unit is centimeter per second. And what about dimension formula? LT power minus 1. Right, next. Go to uniform velocity. Or 1 minute. Before this, if you notice the position of this particle from the origin, what you can say, this is what position vector. If that is in xy plane, you can write r bar equal to xi cap plus yj cap. Correct? If that is in 3-dimensional plane, xi plus yj plus zk. Okay na? So then you can say that r bar is equal to xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap from the origin 0 0 0 means if this is x, y, z. Okay, understood? So like that it is. Now how will you find the magnitude of this vector? Square root of I coefficient square plus j coefficient square plus k coefficient square. So x square that is what magnitude of vector. Now why I told you is we will see that in vectors in velocity while calculating you will come to know. Wait, we will see. Next one. After this velocity, uniform velocity. What is uniform velocity? This is what position? Position vector. So initially from here to here it is changing. So change in position is, that is represented with r bar. So r bar is x minus 0 into I cap plus y minus 0 into j cap plus z minus 0 into k cap. That you got xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap. That is what the position vector. Okay. So magnitude of position vector, that means the length of the magnitude of vector is this. Okay. Then we will see about velocity. Velocity means change in position by time taken. So to go from here to here, how much time it takes, that is what we will notice, and then we will calculate velocity. That we will see in next average velocity we will see. Okay. Then instantaneous velocity, like that. Okay, see that next, after this uniform velocity. What is uniform velocity? If a body covers equal displacements in equal intervals of time. Okay, see here along a straight line, if we are taking a body covers equal displacements, S1 displacement in T1 time, S2 displacement in E2 time, T2 time.
S1 by T1 equals to S2 by T2.
So S1 equal to S2. Direction is same, magnitude is same. Then you can say the displacement is same between these 2 points. Or the time intervals are also same. Okay, then the body is said to be moving with uniform velocity. Okay, so direction is not changing, magnitude is also not changing. It is having same magnitude covered in the same direction in a particular time interval. That same, it is following the same ratio. Okay, now, so what you can say, that is uniform velocity. If a body covers equal displacements in equal intervals of time, that is called what you can say, uniform velocity, however small the time intervals may be. Okay, right. Next, same, it's a vector quantity. It's a vector quantity. SI unit, same meter per second. Dimension formula, same LT power -1. Speed, velocities, all types will have same dimension formula. Okay, same unit. Right. All vectors, all velocities are vector quantities, all speeds are scalar quantities. Right. Next. Next, non-uniform velocity. Non-uniform velocity. What is non-uniform velocity? If a body covers unequal displacements in equal intervals of time or equal displacements in unequal intervals of time. If a body covers, see here. Here time intervals are same, but displacements are not same. That means, what about the velocities?
Unequal.
Same or not same? Not same. Not same. Time intervals are same, but displacements are not same. So velocities will be different. That's what non-uniform velocity. Velocities are different. Here displacements are same in same time intervals. So velocities are same. Uniform velocity. Here velocities are different. Non-uniform velocity. Okay. So if a body covers equal displacements in unequal intervals of time or unequal displacements in equal intervals of time, then you can say that the body is moving with non-uniform velocity. Okay, right. So in this case, velocities are not same. Velocities are not same. They are going along a straight line, but magnitude of velocities are not same. Direction is same, but you are noticing here. If it is along a straight line, direction is same, but magnitudes are different. Right, like that. Next, after this, we need to discuss about detailedly about these two, non-uniform and uniform. Right, look at this. 1 minute. If a body is going along a straight line, uniform velocity, we will say velocity is same at all points throughout its journey. Correct? So that means, if you take the average velocity of this entire journey, whatever you are getting the uniform velocity at any particular instant, you are taking some value, uniform velocity, that is equal to average velocity also. Okay, if a body is moving along a straight line, so you are taking at a particular instant velocity, uniform velocity, throughout the journey it will have uniform velocity. That uniform velocity will be equal to what? Average velocity of this journey. 1 point. Next, at any particular instant you take the velocity, that is what you can say, instantaneous velocity. What is that? Instantaneous velocity. So, if that is the instantaneous velocity, then the instantaneous velocity will also be equal to uniform velocity or average velocity for a complete uniform velocity case. Okay, if a body is moving along a straight line that is going with uniform velocity, in that situation, uniform velocity, average velocity, instantaneous velocity, all are same. Okay, what about the change in velocity? Change in velocity, 0. Velocity remains same. Wherever you are taking, you are getting the same velocity. What about the change in velocity? 0. So here change in velocity is 0. Okay, change in velocity is 0. Right. Next, over the entire journey you take, wherever you take, change in velocity remains 0 only. because everywhere same velocity only you are finding, right? Next. Understood? Right, next. Go for non-uniform velocity. One more thing we need to think about a uniform velocity, that is, if a body is going along a straight line, uniform speed, uniform velocity also same. Okay, if you consider the body which is going along a straight line, in that situation, you can consider uniform speed as well as uniform velocity also same. Okay, if a body is going along a straight line, okay, in that situation, uniform speed, uniform velocity, average speed, average velocity, instantaneous speed, all are same. Understood? Clear or not? That is what you can say for this, for uniform velocity. Clear? Next, go for non-uniform. Okay, so when you notice that non-uniform velocity, body covering velocities are different. Bodies covering velocities are different. So, velocity at a different instant you can find different values. Okay, velocities you are finding at different instants are different. Right, next. In that situation, what is the change in velocity? Not equal to 0. Change in velocity is not equal to 0. If there is a change in velocity is existing which is not 0, that means the body, you can say that it will have some acceleration. What you can say? It will have some acceleration. So what is acceleration? That we will need to know. Next, after this instantaneous velocity, we will discuss about average, what is that? Acceleration. Okay, now I will discuss with the instantaneous velocity. Instantaneous velocity. What is instantaneous velocity? Velocity at a particular instant of time, when time interval is very small. That you can say instantaneous velocity. So, instantaneous velocity is equal to, it is also can be say that average velocity over a small interval of time. Okay, average velocity over a small interval of time. Delta V by delta T, delta X by delta T, limit delta T tends to 0. You can write this dx by dt. Or you can say dx by dt. For this I told you, magnitude of this instantaneous velocity is equal to instantaneous speed. Magnitude of instantaneous velocity is equal to instantaneous speed. Right, next. Body is going along a straight line. In that situation, instantaneous speed is equal to instantaneous velocity. And instantaneous velocity is equal to uniform velocity or average velocity? In a straight line. Okay, now so V is equal to what you can write? Dx by dt. Correct? Correct or not? Just keep it in mind. This is the formula we can use where to find if x is given in terms of time function. X is given f of t function in terms of time, then you can use this formula to find the velocity instantaneously. Like x is given t square minus t. X is given t square minus t. then what is the instantaneous velocity at t equal to 3 second. Okay, t equal to 3 seconds, like that they may ask. So then what we have to do, v is equal to what, dx by at t equal to, so velocity, instantaneous velocity at t equal to 3rd second they are asking. Then how to do, v is equal to dx by dt, d by dt of x. So d by dt of what is x, t square minus t. So if you differentiate it, individual division, d by dt of t square minus d by dt of t.
2t minus 1.
Yes, so it is just like d by dx of x power n formula. X power n formula, n into x power n minus 1. So here 2 into t power 2 minus 1 into d by dt of this function again t minus d by dt of t. D by dt of t is 1.
So the d by dt also 1.
Okay, here also d by dt is 1. So what will you get?
2t minus 1.
2t minus 1. So that is velocity, instantaneous velocity. At t is equal to 3 seconds, then v is equal to v at 3 seconds is equal to 2 into 3 minus 1. How much? 5 meter per second.
Sir, if it given the term of x is equal to 50.
Yes, x is given in terms of the time function, time dependent functions. Then you can use this formula. Then later, after completing acceleration, you will find some different formulas. Okay, is it clear? Yes. Now, related to position vector we will see now. Another one. Suppose if the position vector of a particle is given like r bar equal to xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap. Then if they ask what is the instantaneous velocity, v is equal to dx by d by dt of r bar, position vector. Okay, velocity. So this can be written like d by dt of v bar is r bar is what, xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap. So that means in different directions velocity is also different. So if I take that it is in x direction, you can write Vx equal to d by dx of t. Okay, so Vy is what? Velocity in y direction, d by dt of y. Okay, so z is Vz is equal to d by dt of z. Okay, now based on this above, you just write v bar is equal to Vx I cap plus Vy j cap plus Vz k cap. So Vx is what? D by dt of x into I cap plus d by dt of y into j cap plus d by dt of z into k cap. That is what the velocity if they have given x, y, z like functions.
This is in 3D.
Yes. Wherever it is, 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional depends on. Okay. Just formula here situation. Suppose if they ask what is the magnitude of velocity means? Square root of x, Vx square, Vy square, Vz square. Okay? Now, one problem. Note down a problem. See this question ma, a particle is moving along a curve x square by 9 plus y square by 4 equal to 1 with a constant velocity v, constant speed v. Express its velocity vectorially as a function of x comma y, right? So here if you see, a particle is moving along the curve x square by 9 plus y square by 4 equal to 1. Okay, so x square by 9 plus y square by 4 equal to 1. Now what I need? Velocity. So velocity is equal to v bar is nothing but, you can write vx I cap plus vy j cap. Correct? You can write vx I cap and vy j cap. I don't know what is vx and what is vy. I need to find it. So what I have to do? So vx equal to d by dt of x, okay, whatever it is. Vy means what? D by dt of y. Now what I am going to do is, the above equation I am going to differentiate it with respect to time. Okay, so if you differentiate this expression with respect to time, d by dt of x square by 9 plus y square by 4 is equal to d by dt of 1. d by dt of 1, 0. Constant 0. And d by dt of x square by 9 plus y square by 4. So d by dt of x square by 9 plus d by dt of y square by 4. Now 1 by 9 is a constant, you write outside d by dt of x square. d by dt of x square means, okay, one more step we will write, plus 1 by 4 into d by dt of y square. So 1 by 9 equal to 0. Okay, equal to 0. 1 by 9 into d by dt of x square means 2x into dx by dt plus 1 by 4 into 2y into dy by dt, 0. Now 1 by 9 into 2x dx by dt is equal to minus 2y by 4 into dy by dt. So 2 cancel. What you will get? X by 9 into dx by dt is what? Velocity x direction, vx. So vx equal to minus y by 4 into vy. Okay, now vx is equal to minus 9y by 4x into vy. If you want to find the magnitude of this vector, how can you find? Root over vx square plus vy square. Okay. Vx square equal to, what is this value? Minus 9y whole square. Okay, 9y by 4x into vy whole square. What is the value? 81y square by 16x square into vy square. That is the value of vx square. So, I am going to write V bar is equal to what? Magnitude of V bar what? Vx square plus Vy square under root. Okay. So our V square value otherwise. Tell me Vx square. 81 y square by 16x square plus vy square, sorry, into vy square plus vy square.
81 y square vy square plus 16x square vy square by 16x square divided by 16x square into
Vy square. That is v square. I want v
root over
plus or minus
81 y root of sorry root of
vy into root over
sir only for
upper you put 81 y square plus 16x square
by 4x
4x. That is vy. Or v value. So from this what is vy?
v by
4xy by root over 81y square plus 16x square. Sorry, 4xv. That is vy. You can find what is vx there. Vy value you can replace so that you will get vx also in terms of v. Give this is equation 1 like that one you substitute. Vx is what?
Vx equals to 36xyv by yes sir 36xy
Equation 1 what?
yes sir minus 9y minus 9y by 4x into 4x plus or minus
4xv
by root 2 over 81 y square plus 16x square. Then 36xyv.
So 9x 9yv. So plus or minus 9yv. Vx. So can be written like v bar is equal to shall I erase this? So v bar equal to vxi plus vyj. You substitute the values of vx and vy, you will get the answer. Okay? What is that vx? 9yv. Hmm. 9yv by root over 81y square plus 16x square I cap plus or minus you write outside plus what is this vy? 4xv by root over 81y square plus 16x square j cap. So whatever you wanted to take common, v you can put outside I think, and this denominator also you can put outside. So that will be the answer. Understood? Yes. Here Vx is what? Plus or minus 9y into v by root 81y square plus 16x square here. It is not visible while explaining. Here then after that v bar equal to, after this is you got here vx, here vy. So v bar equal to vxi plus vyj. Vx is plus or minus this value plus or minus 9yv by root over 81y square plus 16x square plus vy is equal to 4xv by root over 81y square plus 16x square. Okay, so this is what the velocity of the particle for the curve which is going along a straight line x square by 9 plus y square by 4 equal to 1. Okay, done.
Sir,